Yesterday, a Korean publication announced that Suga was going to the police station today for questioning in relation to him driving an electric scooter drunk. It was raining in Seoul, but that didn't stop reporters from camping outside of the police station. They actually practically blocked the entrance to the police station. But 7 hours in, Big Hit released a statement saying that Suga isn't actually scheduled to go in for questions, and they can't tell when. I can already hear reporters complaining, headlines being written about the Big Hit or Suga tricking them, and that they should apologize for making them wait. It's silly, I know. I don't want it. I don't want to talk about it because I feel like we're paying too much attention to something that shouldn't be talked about. Like we're contributing to that negativity. But you guys sent a lot of questions, and I hope that with this video we can all have a conversation and come up with a strategy on how we can actually channel our energy, our attention, and our voice to the more positive things for BTS and of course for ourselves. I hope that that is what this video will accomplish. So first question. Did Big Hit purposely delay releasing the information that Suga wasn't coming in for questioning to make the reporters wait? We don't know. But whoever made the announcement that Suga was coming in unintentionally or intentionally gave the reporters a dose of their own medicine. I'm not saying I wish people ill. It's just that they have been lying about Suga and BTS and Big Hit for several weeks now. Now they got lied to. That's just what happened. Again, I don't wish ill on other people, but that's just what happened. Take note that this is after several more hit pieces were written about Suga, one of which is from Yi Son-myung, who claimed that other soldiers assigned to where Suga is assigned as a social worker can't go on a vacation because of Suga. Now, the military already denied this. They said there is no such thing. It's not true. Another is from Yoon Song-yeol. He's from Star News, and he blackmailed Suga, saying that if he doesn't do the photo line or answer questions from reporters, then there will be more hate coming towards him. So that's clearly blackmail. Some people on Twitter said that there is actually rules on public information in police investigation cases that says media and others cannot film, record, and broadcast investigation processes such as attendance in investigation. But then a police officer several days ago also said that although Suga will not be required to answer questions from the media will be outside, short of saying they can't control the media, which is crazy because they are literally the police. Anyway, for now, I am interpreting that to mean that the media can actually take photos or ask questions when a person going inside the police station is still on his way. But once he steps inside, then they can publish any part of that story. That's just my interpretation. For now, Suga is not coming in, and the reporters don't know when he's coming in, and I hope that stays that way. Okay. Is this criticism and media attention a part of Korean culture? Yes, Koreans are more critical of themselves, of each other, of their celebrities and leaders, and that is connected to their history, their upbringing, and their faith. But this is not the critical Korean culture at play. There have been many other celebrities who have done worse. Seungri, a former member of Big Bang, once upon a time the biggest boy band in Korea, was proven to have abused women, recorded them without their consent, forced them to do things they don't want to do. But he got 18 months in prison. Multiple women abused, 18 months. Yang Yun-sok, the founder of YG Entertainment, coerced and threatened a woman to change her statement regarding a drug scandal that is related to an idol under his company, and he got 6 months in prison, suspended sentence. These people, Yang Yun-sok, Seungri, and many others, have damaged other people, and they got very little jail time. This is not the Korean critical culture at play. These are just haters masquerading as representatives of the majority of Koreans, because for the first time they saw an opening, a very, very small opening, a chance to destroy BTS, ARMY, and the brand that they have built. This is not the Korean culture, the critical Korean culture at play. These are haters. Should ARMY boycott Korea? it is natural for armies to hate this entire thing and to hate Korean media in particular. Many are swearing that they will never set foot in Korea again, and that they're just going to wait for BTS to go to other countries when they go on tour in 2026 or 20 whenever. Now, I cannot ever condone hating an entire country. I especially cannot condone hating the entirety of Korea. I've been there so many times, and they have been welcoming, they have been accommodating, they're very, very friendly. I've had nothing but great experiences. It isn't a perfect country, but no country is. I can't impose. And as I've said, I understand why people are saying that, but I can't condone hating an entire country just because of what the few people are doing. The loud isn't necessarily the majority. Always remember that. Let's just get one thing clear here. These people who have been spreading lies about Suga, 10 Asia, Choi Hee-jae, Sports Kyung-hang, Hee Son-myung, and Star News, Yoon Song-yeol, among others, aren't journalists. They are manipulators, liars. They're just there to get clicks, to get attention, probably getting paid as well. But from the stories, from the lies that they are telling, some viral companies, we already know this, were hired to spread lies. And so probably many of the comments that you're seeing, many of these accounts are actually being controlled just by a few. Planted and specifically there for instances like this, when they want to spread a fake narrative. Also, many of these people are just haters. They just will say anything just so they can hate. But many Koreans have already said the public sentiment is very, very different in Korea. Many don't know that you can't drive an electric scooter when you're drunk. And also, they don't think it's a big deal because nobody got hurt, no property was damaged. Also, there are many other Korean media companies who are actually correcting the stories, the false stories that are being spread. So if you're basing your decision to hate on Korea based on this view, please think about it a little bit more. Also, remember that just because it is trending, it doesn't mean that it actually represents the majority. Remember that social media algorithms are designed to read data, and data may be manipulated. As I've said, a few can create many accounts, post the same thing, mention the same thing, use the same hashtags to manipulate the algorithm into thinking something is trending even when it's not. So be careful. Do haters and the media really expect Suga to be dropped by BTS? I really don't think anybody is dumb enough to think that BTS is actually dropping Suga just because he drove an electric scooter drunk. But I have been known for overestimating people, so I don't know. But there is a possibility that these people want different things. Some of them are just paid to spread lies. So even if they know that what they're writing is not true, they'll still write it because that's what they're getting paid to do. Some just want clicks and engagement for their publication so that they can keep their job and get paid and pay their bills. Some are just following the Min Hee-jin model. It doesn't matter if it is proven false later on, for as long as they get the headline. And some are actually just distracting armies from the many positive things that we should be celebrating. Jungkook's I Am Still is hitting the cinemas. Have you bought your tickets yet? But we should be celebrating that. And this is over and above all the records that he is still breaking months after he released his album and started serving in the military. Jimin's Like Crazy is already eligible for double platinum in RIAA. And Who is still inside Billboard Hot 100. It's still dominating different charts. V's Type 1 exhibit is on tour, and the vinyl of Layover pre-order is already open. Jin has run Jin, and he was just announced as the global ambassador for Gucci, and he also was announced as the honorary ambassador for Seoul Tourism. And he is about to release this album. I feel like we should actually be streaming his music. We should be trending his name relentlessly. And then there is RM, who was actually named by many major publications as a contender for Album of the Year. And then there is Suga, the very first Korean rapper to have 500,000 units sold in the US, and also the first Korean rapper to have 900 million streams. Shouldn't we be pushing him to go to 1 billion. We have so many things to celebrate, but we are getting distracted because the emotions are high and because they're trying to hurt BTS. And I understand that we want to, of course, protect BTS, but we should also be celebrating the good things that are happening with BTS and the good things that are happening in our lives as well. One of the unfortunate things that's happening is that some are unintentionally making the voice of the haters louder. Remember, we outnumber them. There's a lot of armies. And so if we repeat their sentiments, if we talk about the things that they want to talk about, we are actually amplifying their voice. So we should avoid it. I understand that we want to defend Suga, defend BTS, but we have to make a conscious effort to make the positive things louder than the negative things. So if we want to defend, I understand, but we also need to celebrate twice as much or 3 times as much so that we don't amplify their voice. We actually amplify the positive things that we should be posting and talking about. Also, one unfair thing is that it's only the name of Suga, BTS, Big Hit, and HYBE that are getting attached to this negative story, when in fact, the names of the people who are publishing false information, blackmailing Suga and BTS, spreading lies, it's their names that should get attached to these stories as well. They want attention, let's give it to them. They need to realize that if they want the privilege of being able to just publish whatever it is that they want, it comes with accountability and responsibility. Let's hold them accountable for the things that they are saying. Also, let's not be unfair. Let's give credit where credit is due. Journalists are great people. Real journalists report relevant truths to the public with no bias and with reasonable effort to verify the information that they are spreading. They are not doing that. They're just blackmailing, spreading hate, fishing for engagement. Let's make them realize that with this privilege and with this power comes responsibility. Let's hold them accountable for the things that they are saying. Mention their names, not just the names of Suga, BTS, Big Hit, and HYBE. Their names, Choi Yi-jae, Yi Sun-myung, Yoon Song-yeol, and all the others that will publish false information. And I guess this is a lesson for us as well. Let's not allow the narrative of hate and negativity to dictate what the world will hear about Suga or BTS. Let's make sure that the world knows armies are celebrating BTS's achievements in music and art. Let's make sure that it is our voice that the world will hear. These people are just haters. They're few in numbers. They're just creating multiple accounts to make themselves appear larger than they really are. And let's not allow the world to think that they're actually bigger than they actually are. And if you will allow me to be philosophical just for a couple of minutes, I guess it's applicable in our lives as well. Let's not allow the hatred of other people to dictate our story. I understand that when someone's trying to hate us or hurt us, that we defend ourselves, but let's make sure that our story, our achievements don't get diminished in our effort to try and defend ourselves. Let's make sure that it's still our achievements and the good side of our lives that will be talked about more than anything. Remember that these haters are just powered by attention. If you deprive them that, they really have nothing. I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts. How do we reclaim the control over the narrative, over this conversation, to make sure that it is the story of BTS, it is the story of armies that will be heard by the world? How do we make sure that it is the celebration of the music and the art, and how the 7 boys actually inspire millions of people to do better in our lives? How do we make sure that that's what the world will hear about BTS and about armies? Really looking forward to that, because I really am so looking forward to taking back the control. I do hope that it will soon be over for Suga and for BTS, so that they can go back to concentrating in serving their country until it is time for them to go back to music and go back to performing, which is what they said they really, really love. All right. Please leave them in the comment section below. You can also get in touch with me in any social media that you see, social media accounts that you see. Please follow me on Patreon. There is a free membership if you want to try things out first. There, you also follow me on X or on Twitter and on Instagram. Also, if you ended up liking this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And share the video if you can. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all.